As the film opens, a strikingly attractive woman named Kellan finds herself waking up next to a busy sidewalk in the vibrant city of Montreal. Her upscale clothing and collected demeanor hint that she's not down on her luck. With the sun starting to rise, Kellan makes her way to the local courthouse. After completing the security screenings, she's admitted into a courtroom filled with others like her. The presiding judge announces the upcoming trial of Mr. Ludovic Chevalier. He faces accusations of kidnapping, unlawful confinement, inflicting barbaric torture and murder on 3 innocent girls, in addition to creating indecent material. Here, it's revealed that everyone present serves on the jury. The judge emphasizes that over the following 2 months they will conduct this trial. He implores everyone to be objective and equitable, ensuring that Mr. Chevalier's destiny is decided fairly. The judge warns them that some of the evidence presented may be deeply unsettling due to its violent nature. Therefore, if anyone feels faint of heart, they are welcome to leave immediately. When questioned regarding his plea, Chevalier asserts his innocence. Following this, the prosecution is granted the opportunity to speak. Wasting no time, the prosecutor lays out the case. Kim LeBlanc, Justine Roy, and Camille Ballou, she reveals, were bright young teenagers brimming with potential. Aged 13 to 16, they excelled in athletics, academics, and various pursuits. However, their lives were cruelly snatched away by this depraved man. The attorney exposes Chevalier's creation of a red room in his garage, a concept previously dismissed as a dark web myth, now confirmed as horrifying reality. In these sadistic online chambers, victims are tortured and murdered, the entire ordeal live streamed for a paying audience. To heighten the disgust, the prosecutor discloses that these viewers pay hefty sums to witness the atrocities. She personally endured the video evidence once, but the experience was so traumatizing she couldn't bring herself to revisit it. The videos she did watch depicted scenes of unimaginable horror: exposed intestines, blood splatter everywhere, severed limbs, eyes gouged with a blade, and other unspeakable acts. While an FBI agent only located footage of Kim and Justine on the dark web, the prosecutor suggests it might be a grim blessing that Camille's video remained unseen, as the additional trauma would be unbearable. The coming testimonies from experts will delve deeper into the distinction between the deep web and the dark web, the operation of red rooms, and the twisted supply and demand dynamic fueling them. Additionally, these experts will identify physical attributes, posture, and eye features in the videos, conclusively linking them to Chevalier. With a resolute voice, the prosecutor asserts that the perpetrator is undeniably Chevalier, vowing to deliver justice for the families of the deceased before relinquishing the floor. The defense takes the floor now, with Chevalier's lawyer addressing the court. He opens by condemning the horrific acts inflicted upon the girls, urging the jury to maintain impartiality. He argues that it's simplistic to condemn someone already facing difficulties, emphasizing the lack of undeniable proof to definitively identify the perpetrator. The attorney then paints Chevalier as a model citizen, with an impeccable record. Not even a minor parking violation mars his history. He suggests Chevalier is merely a convenient target due to a superficial resemblance to the killer. Interestingly, it's revealed that the killer wore a mask in all the videos, yet his eyes were clearly visible. Chevalier's similar eyes and physique have fueled speculation, further bolstered by the discovery of the disturbing videos on his computer. However, the lawyer posits the possibility of a digital intrusion, suggesting someone may have uploaded the videos without his knowledge. He reinforces this notion by highlighting Chevalier's modest lifestyle, evidenced by the absence of significant financial activity. A wealthy killer, the lawyer argues, would likely exhibit signs of financial gain from such deplorable content. Concluding his argument, the lawyer emphasizes the absence of definitive proof against Chevalier. No one, he asserts, can conclusively state Chevalier's guilt. As the day's proceedings come to a close, the courtroom empties. Outside, reporters can be seen interviewing a young woman. In contrast to the prevailing sentiment, a lone dissenter emerges. A young woman, firmly convinced of Chevalier's innocence, proclaims the prosecutor's attempt to fabricate his guilt. She warns that the true perpetrator remains at large, a chilling prospect. Meanwhile, Kellan arrives at her opulent high-rise apartment, a solitary figure. She immerses herself in the world of technology, her impressive computer setup a testament to her passion. A multi-talented individual, Kellan juggles the demands of modeling with the thrill of professional poker and the intricacies of online trading. An AI assistant even manages her schedule, a testament to her sophisticated lifestyle. After a nourishing dinner and a refreshing shower, Kellan retreats to her initial slumber spot. Driven by a consuming fascination with the ongoing murder trial, she desires an early arrival at the nearby courthouse. A rude awakening awaits her, however. The reporter from earlier, now identified as Clementine, politely offers coffee. Although Kellan declines, this encounter lays the foundation for an unforeseen friendship. As they approach the courthouse, Clementine can't contain her fervent interest in Chevalier. The topic seems to hold an almost magnetic attraction for her. The prosecution regains control of the narrative. The grieving mother of a victim takes the stand, presenting a poignant photograph of her daughter, Camille, taken on the fateful day of her disappearance. She tearfully describes Camille's attire, a school uniform. Following this emotional testimony, the prosecution attorney unveils a photograph of identical clothing, unearthed during a search of Chevalier's residence. The weight of the evidence intensifies as the victim's mother reveals a detail etched in her memory. Camille wore braces. The prosecution capitalizes on this, presenting a photograph of braces unearthed alongside the buried uniform. A collective gasp ripples through the courtroom, leaving Chevalier a silent observer within his glass enclosure. During the lunch break, Clementine remains a fervent advocate for Chevalier's innocence. She dismisses the significance of the buried uniform, suggesting it could have belonged to anyone. When Kelly encounters with the presence of bloodstains on the garment, Clementine offers an unsettling explanation: menstrual discharge. Her unwavering belief in Chevalier's innocence blinds her to any potential incriminating evidence. Meanwhile, Kellan demonstrates her prowess at poker, emerging victorious with a small cash gain. She even generously extends a $20 bill to cover Clementine's portion of lunch. As night falls, a different side of Kellan emerges. Transformed into a formidable hacker, she delves into the shadowy corners of the dark web, leveraging its clandestine resources to unearth information. Her initial target, Camille's mother. Through strategic manipulation of a police video and Google Maps, Kellan acquires both the mother's workplace and home address. A password-protected entrance presents no obstacle. Within seconds, Kellan cracks the code, gaining access to the mother's email. The motive behind this clandestine operation remains shrouded in mystery. Following her clandestine digital exploits, Kellan prioritizes physical fitness, engaging in a rigorous exercise routine. She then transitions to her professional domain, showcasing her talents during a modeling session. As fate would have it, Kellan encounters Clementine on the street. Clementine's financial woes are laid bare. She confesses to a life of homelessness, forced to sleep outdoors each night. Touched by Clementine's plight, Kellan offers her sanctuary within her luxurious apartment. That evening, the two women bond over shared meals and personal stories. Clementine reveals her origins, hailing from a small town near Quebec. Her journey to Montreal was driven by a singular purpose: unwavering support for Chevalier. A comedic program on television throws a wrench into their tranquil evening. The hosts, focusing on the Montreal murder case, engage in insensitive mockery of Chevalier, resorting to derogatory labels. To add insult to injury, they establish a hotline for viewers to chime in with their opinions. Clementine, fueled by righteous indignation at the lack of concrete evidence against Chevalier, seizes this opportunity to vent her frustration. She dials the number, connecting live to the national audience. In a passionate tirade, she challenges the corrupt nature of the judicial system, vehemently defending Chevalier's innocence. She demands accountability for these baseless accusations, calling out the host's lack of integrity and the gullibility of their guests. The televised spectacle leaves Clementine ostracized. The jeering crowd and the host's dismissive response, a suggestion of psychiatric evaluation, reduce her to tears. The following morning, the emotional toll remains evident, casting a dark shadow over her mood. Witnessing Clementine's emotional turmoil, Kellan devises a plan to lift her spirits. She introduces Clementine to the fast-paced world of squash, and their shared laughter strengthens their burgeoning bond. Over the following days, the two become inseparable companions, sharing meals, sleep, and most waking moments. Despite this newfound companionship, Kellan carves out time for her modeling career and clandestine hacking activities. The focus then shifts to the courthouse, where a pivotal piece of evidence is about to be presented. Two gruesome murder videos, one detailing Kim's demise and the other chronicling Justine's. Clocking in at a combined length of nearly an hour, these videos have the potential to shed light on the true perpetrator's identity. However, citing the disturbing nature of the content, the prosecution announces that only the victims' families will be permitted to witness the videos. Everyone else, including a crestfallen Clementine, must exit the courtroom. Clementine, yearning to contribute to Chevalier's defense, strains to hear through the closed door. The heart-wrenching screams of the victims pierce the air, prompting the distraught mother of Camille to flee the room. Fueling Clementine's determination, she expresses a desire to hear the killer's voice, a notion that stuns Kellan. This revelation implies that Kellan has already viewed the videos. Clementine bombards Kellan with questions regarding the source of the footage, receiving a cryptic response: the dark web. The scene cuts back to the courtroom, where a witness exhibits signs of distress, hinting at the graphic nature of the videos. Undeterred, Clementine persists in her request, and Kellan, seemingly against her better judgment, reluctantly agrees. Back at her apartment, Kellan retrieves a flash drive and inserts it into her computer. With a click, the horrific videos begin to play. Clementine's initial curiosity quickly curdles into horror as the brutality unfolds before her eyes. Overwhelmed by the disturbing content, she pleads with Kellan to stop, and the video is mercifully paused just as the killer's eyes flicker into view. The trauma is too much for Clementine. She adamantly refuses to watch the second video, despite Kellan's insistence that this was what she originally desired. Later, as the two settle into their makeshift sleeping spot near the road, a shift has occurred within Clementine. The barbarity she witnessed has shaken her resolve, and she announces her newfound desire to return home. The courtroom becomes the center of attention once again. An expert takes the stand to explain the enigmatic dark web, accessible only through the anonymous Tor network. He emphasizes that Tor's primary function isn't to enable criminal activity, but rather to safeguard user privacy. For a long time, the concept of a live-streamed Red Room on Tor was dismissed due to the network's sluggish browsing speeds. However, recent advancements have yielded significant improvements, paving the way for real-time video streaming. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin facilitate anonymous financial transactions within this clandestine marketplace. Later that night, Kellan delves into the world of Bitcoin transactions. Engaging with an anonymous seller on the dark web, she expresses interest in a highly valuable item, a coveted commodity attracting intense competition. Kellan's response is resolute. She assures the seller of her seriousness and commitment to acquiring this mysterious item. The shrouded figure then inquires if she's prepared, and instructs her to communicate when she is. As the days elapse, Kellan persists with her juror duties alongside her private life. However, one day while engaging in physical activity at home, her representative contacts her, delivering the shocking news that she's been terminated. The modeling agency has even expunged Kellan from their website upon discovering her compulsive gambling. Despondent, she dyes her hair blonde and resolves to undertake a highly provocative action. The subsequent day at the courthouse, while fixated on Chevalier, Kellan inserts contact lenses to alter her eyes to blue. She discards her formal attire, only to unveil a school uniform underneath. This is the identical uniform Camille was wearing when she was abducted. She then affixes a fabricated dental brace to mimic Camille's appearance. Witnessing her, the entire courtroom is unsettled. Camille's parents are impacted the most, and within moments, security personnel arrive and escort Kellan outside. While being forcibly removed, she gestures farewell to Chevalier, and astonishingly, he reciprocates the wave, marking his first interaction with anyone. Due to the incident, Kellan endures substantial criticism. She's labeled deranged by the media, and all of her companions and agents sever ties with her. Isolated and despondent, she reaches out to the same anonymous vendor from before, declaring that she's ready, and conducts some identification verifications. Subsequently, the man informs her that he will be providing her with the access code the following day at 7 p.m. However, to ensure secrecy, she must utilize a local payphone. Kellan ventures to the designated payphone the next day and receives the code. Upon reaching her apartment, she acts swiftly, liquidates all her cryptocurrency, and enters the access code on a clandestine website. A timer initiates, revealing the auction of the elusive third murder video, yet to be discovered by authorities, on the dark web. The video depicts Camille's horrific demise. As the countdown progresses, Kellan engages in a dark web poker game, wagering with Bitcoin. Her objective is to accumulate additional Bitcoin, bolstering her chances of winning the auction. Shortly thereafter, the auction commences, with a handful of affluent individuals placing bids. The bids begin modestly, but quickly surpass 10 Bitcoins, intensifying Kellan's stress. Without a victory in the poker game, the auction is out of reach. The game proves to be a nail-biter, teeming with seasoned veterans. However, leveraging her extensive poker knowledge and a dash of fortune, Kellan takes a gamble, wagering everything she possesses, and emerges triumphant. This victory yields a total of 21.59 Bitcoin. She promptly submits a hefty bid, starting at 18.5 Bitcoin and escalating to 21.5. Anxiety clutches her as this represents the entirety of her holdings. Fortunately, no competitor surpasses her offer. As the auction concludes, she excitedly downloads the video onto her computer, eager for immediate viewing. Despite the unsettling crimson glow emanating from the screen, a sense of satisfaction permeates Kellan. With stealth, she navigates out of her apartment building through the parking lot, meticulously avoiding detection by security cameras. Her destination? Camille's residence. Utilizing the security code, she gains unauthorized entry while everyone slumbers, leaving no trace of her presence. Kellan discreetly deposits a pen drive containing the murder video on a table. The next morning, a bombshell is dropped outside the courthouse by a reporter. Justice prevails as Chevalier finally confesses to his heinous acts. This dramatic turn of events unfolds after the authorities acquire previously unseen footage of Camille's murder, clearly depicting Chevalier. Furthermore, A decisive link is established between his Bitcoin transactions and his account. The reporter concludes by delivering the verdict: Chevalier will face a lifetime of incarceration behind bars. The film culminates with Clementine appearing on a talk show. She expresses her initial perception of sadness in Chevalier's eyes, leading her to believe in his innocence. However, she now strives to banish him from her thoughts. And that concludes our exploration of Red Rooms 2023. Thank you for joining us. We eagerly await your company in the next video.